Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. I got my coast headlight. I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick video just to kind of test it out. I've already covered the rock thing here. Had a real heavy rain, and one thing I'd wanted to do anyway was get the driveway cleaned up. I haven't busted any more of these rocks out, but I went up and got a bunch of wood chunks and chips from the my son had this place logged off, and so another guy, another former friend, now enemy, did firewood out there. So anyway, I'm just going to do a little quick video here, but this is 4 wheelbarrow loads, and just exactly as I had said, it was quite the amount of water running down here. So when this is packed down, it'll be a good solid traction. I got there was a circular drive at a place near here, and it was all wood chips, wood chunks like this, and so this will all pack down in these ruts and fill them in. Even the bigger pieces, I'll probably kick a lot of these, the really big ones, out and then use them to fill in low spots, chunks like that. But basically, it's a cheap way to duplicate the old Scottish invention, Robert Macadam, the Macadam Road or Corduroy Road that they used to use in the old times, which came into play in the prophetic, I feel very strongly prophetic, story about that I've talked about before, Peshtigo, Wisconsin. The settlers there had come in and hacked a living out of the woods and with their axes and saws, and built barns and houses. And the same day as the Chicago fire, there was a huge fire at Peshtigo, Wisconsin, and 1,500 people died. 1,500 people. Same day. Nobody knows about it because Chicago is more important. And people heard about Chicago. Well, the Peshtigo fire, 2 things happen, and this is something people have got to understand. When things fall apart, communications are going to fall apart. And that is what happened. Why? What was their method of communication back then? Telegraph. And that requires poles. And the poles are made out of wood. And there was no poles standing. The other thing that happened was, what were the roads made out of? Corduroy wood. The roads burned. There was no way to get in, no way to get out. And when people did find out about it, that they needed help, they needed water, they needed medical, they needed food, there was no way to get in either. So a lot of people died from, lack of water, food, medical, massive amount of death there. 1,500 people. One of the most bizarre stories I've ever read in my life, but it was eerie. A lot of really weird stories. Mom and Dad had fought the fire and fought the fire and fought the fire, and they got it stopped, and they turned around, and the fire had gone around back and burned their house down with all their children in it. In another case, a bunch of men and grandpas and dads and young men kept all of the women and children covered with blankets, pouring water on them. All of the women and children survived. Not one of the men or the grandpas survived, or boys. They all died. So, just some bizarre stories in that saga. But communications and roads, communications and transportation will be affected in a downturn in society. Get out now, get out of the cities. Get out of the cities, get out of the cities. Number 1 rule of survival, get out of the cities. Number 2 rule of survival, get out of the cities. Number 3 rule of survival, get the hell out of the cities, people. So it's going to be too late here before long. Communications and transportation is going to be affected, people. So, all right. Get a long shot of this. I can't. Light's not that good. It's pretty good light. There's a wheelbarrow. I did four loads with that. See, it's painted blue. That's Bill's stuff. Used a lot of Bill's tools. All right. You want to live near people that can help you. So, this is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you are listening to this, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Do something. Act. Come and help. Be part of the solution. Don't be part of the problem. I'm looking around, sorry. I should be going like this. Hey, I got to show you something. These are cool. I think I got these, at Aldi's one time. That German company that came in. Really big bag. It's like for leaves and stuff, but it's like a poor man's wheelbarrow. And it has two really big handles. Could be sewn on better. It's got a stiffener thing here that you can run through both sides. That came out for some reason. One side I can run it through. And it looks like I got it flipped over here because it's kind of, it's kind of rolled over or something like that. But anyway, so it's got a really good volume. It's got, as far as leaves and twigs, firewood gathering, that'll hold more than a wheelbarrow easily. And then it's got a dump handle on it. You grab one end of it, and then it's got a handle right there. Dump it. So I saw them. I mean, I think I got, it was like Father's Day. I told my kids are with me, and I said, hey, it's Father's Day present. I got about 6 of those, 7 of them, whatever they had. They're like $5 a piece. That's a cheap wheelbarrow. Put it in your backpack and go out in the woods and pick up a bunch of stuff with it. So I still got to get those bags cleared out of there. Those are my poles for the antenna and mast and TP and whatnot. So anyway, I'm not talking loud enough. I apologize. This is Jerry Diamond signing off. God bless you all. We're going in.